Hello everybody, I'm Hoardergamer, and this is Hoarder's Comic Flex. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about toys, comic books, video games, but not in that order. We're also going to have some reviews, and we're going to start with our first review today, which is Batman number 139. Look at that gorgeous cover. They did a foil cover. It's Mind Bomb is the name of the story arc, and it's part 1. So this is a great jumping on point for Batman. And I will say that this is one of the better jumping on points, because when you're in the middle of a story arc of something that's been going on since, like, what was it, Batman, I think was like 1938 or something like that, you want to find a good place to start. You don't want to have to read everything. Hello, hero. I wave to you as well. You want to find a really good place to start. And this is it. Basically, Batman has been having an identity crisis involving a version of Batman called Zur-En-Arrh. Now, I'll quickly try to explain it. Basically, something that Bruce Wayne's father said to him that fateful night where his father and mother get killed was even Zorro would end up in Arkham. Even Zorro would end up in Arkham, and that was the movie they saw that night. Well, Bruce's mind somehow took those words, similar to hold the door in Hodor, to Zur-En-Arrh. Zorro in Arkham, Zorro in Arkham, Zur-En-Arrh. Zur-En-Arrh. That became a version of Batman that is kind of scary and is very, like, polite and friendly, but also a bit murderous. So recently, Batman has decided, well, Bruce Wayne has just got to go, basically. I'm just Batman now. And that's what he's been doing. Recently, he is just Batman. Now, part of this was facilitated by the fact that Selina Kyle, Catwoman, might be dead. There was a recent war involving the Bat and the Cat. And for what Bruce knows, she's possibly dead. We don't know. It's comics. I doubt she's dead. But, you know, that's how it is. Anyway, this is a really creepy and intense masterstroke story for the Joker. And trying to truly break Batman. And he might succeed here in issue 1 of this story arc, Mind Bomb. There's a creepy old toy company with an even creepier mansion where the head of the company, you know, lives or did live, with all sorts of crazy ass dolls and things in it. So creep factor is really, really big here. And for some reason, the Joker has been kidnapping and or videotaping or filming the people that made Batman what he is. The people that trained him. So it's very interesting. And apparently he's ended up getting insights that allowed him to bring out Batman Zur-En-Arrh. And in the final moments here, Bruce is trying to fight, and he gets confronted by all the Batman Zur-En-Arrhs. Let me explain that. So you've got the Michael Keaton Zur-En-Arrh, the Adam West Zur-En-Arrh, the Dark Knight Returns Zur-En-Arrh, and meanwhile, Batman Zur-En-Arrh, the one that's actually in control, is killing the Joker as far as we know. Chip Zdarsky, the writer, also does a second story involving Vandal Savage. And basically, it sounds like Vandal Savage has come back from death because he is forever. And now he has the Bat Cave and the Wayne Mansion. So that's interesting too. So you got two real interesting things going on here. And like I said, this is a great jumping on point for Batman. And again, look at that gorgeous cover. That gorgeous foil cover right there. You're here for the advertised Dolph Lundgren as Punisher review. I don't have anything like that today. I hate to disappoint you, hero. I hate to disappoint you. Or maybe I don't because you constantly disappoint me when it comes to Diablo 4. Oh, snap! He said that! He said that. Oh, 19 inches of Venom on video. I think it is incredibly appropriate. I think that is an awesome statue, by the way. I really like that. I really like that. It is Punisher. Well, that's coming up. You're getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of me, hero. This is the fun and excitement of a live show. That's coming up. Now, see, that question, if if this wasn't live and this was just like, professionally edited, professionally recorded, very professional, I couldn't answer that question in real time. I couldn't. So see how lucky you all are. I'm able to answer questions. Okay, everybody. So that was our first review. Okay, I will make sense of it, okay? Because I don't think Hero will let me be at peace until I do. Punisher #1. Okay, new book just came out today. I'll be reviewing that later. in the episode. I usually like to do the first review, and then we get to the second one. It wasn't false advertising. I'm not going to do that. I would have had an amended tweet explaining I wasn't able to get the copy or there was an issue with the printing or something, because that would be the main reason why I wouldn't be able to review something, especially something huge like a Marvel book, because, those are going to be pretty good supply for the most part. Okay, now everybody, we are going to talk about gaming. And oh my god, did we have gaming news this week? First off, of course, it's me. So we got to talk about Diablo 4. 5 new malignant rings featuring some of the most popular powers from the first season of Diablo 4, Season of the Malignant. They're now in the game. And you basically farm Varshan, getting the little pieces. I think you need like a head, I think a gurgling head, a severed arm, and I don't know, a hangnail or something. And you get all of those together and you can fight Varshan. Well, there's a chance now when you defeat Varshan that you will get a ring that gives you an insane ability. And this ring, for the Necromancer at least, allows for an S-class build now. So like a second to none build. So a lot of players are very excited about it. Plus, we found out that, let's see, what else? Really big news at BlizzCon. A huge expansion that, yes, is going to be involving Karast and the Lord of Hatred, Mephisto, also known as Lilith's father. Everybody, Lilith's father. And a really cool winter event is coming. Winter Blight, I think it's called, or something like that. That's going to be in December. And something super difficult for level 100 players. And, like truly pinnacle game type stuff. That's coming too. So a lot of very exciting things coming to Diablo 4 besides the huge expansion called the Vessel of Hatred, which is going to be late 2024. So I think that's really good timing, everybody. So the game launched, and I've talked about this before, campaign's got about 35 or 40 hours. It is a lengthy, really good campaign. it destroys the campaign, I feel, for Diablo 2 and 3. Story, side missions, characters, characterization, almost everything. Also, quality of life elements. Don't get me wrong, Diablo 2 is still excellent, and I think Diablo 3 is still excellent. But if you're really talking about a deep story and great characters and everything like that, for me, Diablo 4 is my favorite so far. Okay, so let's see what else we have here in chat. Hoarder not talking about Diablo 4 is like gravity deciding to stop being real on Earth. It would affect the entire world negatively. You're probably right. You are probably right. It's one of my favorite games this year, Diablo 4. But now we're getting to one of my other favorite games this year, and I'm not even done with it. It's still in like probably my top 5. It's definitely in my top 10. RoboCop Rogue City. Okay? I'm over 21 hours into it, and I love it. That was a takeoff on a line from RoboCop where Emil, one of the characters, Emil Antonowski, says, "I like it." So, in case you didn't know. Okay, it's got great side missions, and I feel that Alex Murphy gets a pretty damn good story as we see the darkest truths about Omni consumer products, Delta City. And there's some great supporting characters. There's a very young, ambitious cop, Officer Washington, who basically starts out as a snitch for OCP, but becomes really important. And there's this cool like mentor thing between RoboCop and Officer Washington, and it's really well done. And then there's Pickles. Pickles is a nuke drug addict as well as a police informant, and that is another great character. And I'm very happy with RoboCop Rogue City. If you are a fan of the first 2 RoboCop movies, I highly recommend the game. I think it's really good. I know there's some visual issues and glitches and stuff, especially with the PlayStation version, but there is supposed to be a patch for PlayStation at least, I believe next week. So, but yeah, Teon did a great Terminator, I believe it's Terminator Resistance. If I have the name wrong, I apologize. But they did a great Terminator game, and now they've done a great RoboCop game. They are so good with a license. As someone said on Twitter, I apologize, I don't know who said it, but someone said they know what the fans want. And they approach that with their access to the license as true fans themselves. And that's true. I really believe that. I think it's really impressive what Teon has done. And my hope is that they do a Die Hard game, or there are rumors that in RoboCop there are Easter eggs for the movie They Live. Hopefully you know which one that is. I believe it was Rowdy Roddy Piper and Keith David. I just saw it again. It's an amazing film. One of the best fight sequences in any movie. A really cool, crazy science fiction / horror thing going on. And I think it's one of John Carpenter's best films. So, but I think that would be perfect for Teon. Absolutely perfect. Okay. Now we get into gigantic news. Huge, world redefining news, everybody. Okay? Grand Theft Auto 6. Got your attention now, don't I? Trailer in early December. Possibly at the Game Awards. Sam Houser of Rockstar made the announcement on Twitter today after a number of recent leaks. So, yes, everybody, in early December and very, very probably at the Game Awards, we are going to see the first trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, I'm excited for this because I'm one of the few freaks that never got into Grand Theft Auto Online. I just really like the campaign. I like the characters, especially like 4 and 5, Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5. There's just so much depth, and it's just so well done that I'm really looking forward to it. Also, the technology should be crazy. By the time that game comes out, the technology should just kind of wow us. So, looking forward to that. Now, here's news that not everyone loves. Okay? WB Games committed to games as a service for just about all their games in the future, and not everyone's thrilled. Right now, we know Suicide Squad is a live service game, but an employee solicitation from Monolith seems to suggest Wonder Woman will have live service elements as well. So, here's how I feel about this. Not that anyone cares, that's fine. But if you give me an excellent single-player campaign, characterization, just these great set-piece moments and everything like that, and then on top of that, you have live service stuff going on, similar to Marvel's Avengers, then I'm down. If you decide that that's your way to, I almost skimp out on great story, great characters, great moments, that's incredibly disappointing. No, I don't think Rocksteady will be skimping out when it comes to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And I would hope Monolith isn't. Keep in mind, though, we can't fully just, blame any of those studios because WB ultimately makes the decisions. Warner Brothers ultimately makes the decisions. Not Rocksteady, not Monolith. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, we already knew Multiversus is coming back. It's supposed to be early 2024, so maybe February or March, I'm guessing. You know, I think if it was January, we would have heard something by now. So I'm not sure. But yeah, so you have that. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And now possibly, again, we're going to say possibly because we don't know for sure, the new Wonder Woman game. Now that would lead credence to the picture that leaked that showed what looked like a modern day armored Amazon character. Looking more like something out of S.H.I.E.L.D. than Themyscira. So, yeah. And, everybody, there's a thing in hockey, okay, called a Patrick. And I think it's based on the character from SpongeBob SquarePants. No, I'm kidding. I know. It's a hat trick. And it basically means it's like 3 wins or something like that. Because I know so much about hockey. Anyway, this will be the 3rd time that I will give permission to WB Games to start promoting Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. If it wasn't for WB's news, I wouldn't do it again. I did it twice. This will be the 3rd time. So if you haven't seen it, I will try to make it dramatic and worth your time. So here we go. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I, Hoardergamer, give my permission for WB Games to heavily promote the game now. It comes out in just over 3 months. It's time for the deep damn dive. It's time for a trailer. It's time for a beta. There's no need to wait anymore. No other company's marketing seems terrified to talk about more than one game at a time. So I, Hoardergamer, give you permission to start promoting Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Thank you. And with that, everybody, we are done with video game news. Next up, we have some toys. We are going to toy around a bit. So, first up we have from McFarlane Toys. Look at this craziness, everybody. Look at this. Batman and Robin, easily the most popular Batman movie, is getting a set of 4 figures. Wait a minute. 5 if you include the Build-A-Figure of Mr. Freeze, which I have a really cool picture of. Look at the detail on these. Like, I am really impressed with the Poison Ivy and Batgirl. Like, those look really good. They did a really good job on those. And don't get me wrong, Batman and Robin look good, but I think they did a really good job, especially the details with Poison Ivy. I was really impressed with that. You could make those at home. I'm impressed. You must have like a multi-million-dollar 3D printer. I'm more than impressed, Xbox Live Mike Ortega. Whatever you're calling yourself these days. I can't keep up. No. But yeah, I think that looks really good. And that's our first picture. We have another. And next up we have this one right here. A little bit more detail on certain characters. That's why I chose 2 pictures. So you get a better look at Mr. Freeze right there, but I have a much better look for you soon. Look at the cape they have for Batman. Unless that's just shadowing, that's a huge cape. I can't tell if that's just like plastic or because of how big it is and how they're gonna package that. But yeah, I think these figures look really good. I definitely want Batman Forever figures. As far as I know, McFarlane has not done those. I'm going to double check that, though. But yeah, these are cool. I wasn't even trying to make a pun there because of Mr. Freeze. But okay. Next up, we have the Iceman himself, Mr. Freeze. You're not putting him in the cooler. Okay, look at this amazing figure. Look at the detail. Look at the translucent blue plastic around parts of his face. Like, this is, I think, the best Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze figure I have ever seen. And it's a Build-A-Figure when you get the other 4. So, pre-orders are live. Each figure is $24.99. So if you buy all 4 of them, it's going to run you right around $100 before tax and shipping or whatever. And if you order through Entertainment Earth and use code Hoarder, that does support me. Obviously, you don't have to. You can even go to like the Amazon or something like that. But yeah, I think these look really good. And this is actually one of my least favorite Batman movies, but I love what they've done with these designs. I really do. Okay, let me remove this here. And finally, everybody, first off, if you've got kids, tell them their college, tuition is gone. It just disappeared. Because Lego, on November 24th, is releasing Avengers Tower. 31 minifigures. 31. 5,000 pieces. 5,000 pieces. $500. $500. Comes with a Quinjet. Comes with a Chitauri ship. It is absolutely insane. And as of right now, I believe it's going to be on the Lego store November 24th. I don't think it's going to be just like readily available at like Target. But I think it looks really amazing. It's gigantic. 31 minifigures. Like, the thing is insane. Thing is insane. Okay. Now, we are done toying around. Okay? What's up next is the future of comic books. The future all the way to 1 week from today. First up, we have Batman Detective Comics. So we started with like a gothic opera from Ram V, and now we have a Western. 5 issues, bi-weekly. And this is part 2 of that series. So very cool. Ram V, I think, is doing a really good job with Detective Comics. Really some wild, insane ideas. And just the idea of a Western with Batman is really cool. And some of these variant covers, like this one you see, are so well done. Actually, I think this is the variant. I'm not sure now because it's got the barcode. But it's still a great cover right here. Next up, we have Outsiders #1 with a Kate Kane Batwoman alternate cover. So, Outsiders is basically the group that handles ancient evil and unexplained phenomena. And if you're a fan of the TV show Batwoman, you might want to check this out, okay? Because it's Luke Fox and Kate Kane. They are 2 of the main outsiders. And you also have the writing team of Lansing and Kelly. 2 of the best writers going right now in comics, doing a bang-up job on a number of books, including the Star Trek comic book. And they're doing Outsiders. So, yeah, this is a very interesting book. This is Outsiders #1. And I think it's going to be really cool and very different. I think it's going to feel quite different than most other DC titles. Closest thing from what they explained, I could say maybe Justice League Dark, but not quite, because here you don't have arcane or, you know, any kind of magic users. So let me remove that. And now, everybody. This one actually confused me, I'm not going to lie. I thought this was going to be issue 2 because I thought I reviewed issue 1 last month. I apparently reviewed Superior Spider-Man Returns, a one-shot. This is the actual beginning of the Dan Slott Superior Spider-Man run, of the new version of the Superior Spider-Man, or whatever you want to call this new story arc. This is actually issue 1, and it comes out next week. So if you like Spider-Man, if you like Dr. Otto Octavius, I highly recommend it. Dan Slott, excellent writer. It's humor. There's a little bit of freaky, kind of weird stuff going on too, because Doc Ock is not a very nice person. I do like the fact, though, that he feels he has to at least keep up appearances, and he does, like, fight crime very brutally, but he does. And he actually says things like, oh, the police can take care of this or something. So he at least thinks of these things. It's not him being the most evil and monstrous Spider-Man constantly. I didn't know what to expect of the concept of Superior Spider-Man, because sadly, that was a period when I really wasn't reading comics. If anything, at that point of the comics I was reading, it was probably mostly DC. So I've not read the original run, but I did read Returns and I reviewed it. and I'm very much looking forward to this, and I will probably review this as well. Superior Spider-Man #1, but I guess the differentiator is 2023. I think that's what we have to use as the differentiator. See, I put that in parentheses. So, okay, let me get rid of that here. Well, everybody, and Hero Mentor, we have come to the point where we have our second comic book review, and it is Punisher #1. Okay? And it's very similar to the basic Punisher story. The character's wife and kids get killed. In this case, it's because of a bomb. And a assassin known as the Sokovian has basically hired the inner demons to protect him. And there's an insanely violent scene of Punisher showing up and going against the inner demons. That is intense and violent and very funny. So that happens. And then he goes to a group of mercenaries led by a Dr. Zorro. The name is never completed. I apologize, I don't know the full name. But that turns out to actually be Mr. Hyde. And you have this insane confrontation between Punisher and Mr. Hyde, who is someone who took on Thor. So he's no joke. He's no joke. And you meet AAA, who is kind of like the microchip character here that like helps him get like his weapons together, the technology, like surveillance and all that. And let's see. That's exactly how you wrote it. Really? Am I reviewing the Marvel's movie? I haven't seen it yet. I cannot review something I haven't seen. I misplaced. I can't review something I haven't seen. And then he has to go on a fight against Mr. Hyde, which is really intense. And you find out that he was a gravedigger for S.H.I.E.L.D. So basically, a mercenary / assassin who's incredibly good at killing. And whatever complete moron idiot decided to kill his wife and kids, who seem to be the Sokovian. That's who it seems to be. Something tells me that in the first issue, he doesn't actually kill the person behind what happened to his family. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I doubt that's the actual person. But yeah, it's a really cool book. I like it. I'm interested to see where it goes. He has a freaking railgun, everybody. AAA has supplied him with a railgun, which that's like Mass Effect technology. That's like insane. Completely insane. Let's see, what else can I say for this week? Oh, I did watch the ending of Gen V, and I thought it was great. I think Gen V is great. I was very happy with it. I don't want to spoil anything if people haven't seen it, but it's a great series. It really is. And to me, I thought the first season of Gen V was stronger than the first season of The Boys. Because I like The Boys a lot, but I really got into the series with season 2. Season 1 was a little too nihilistic for me. Everyone was just sort of monstrous and evil and out for themselves, and it's like there wasn't a bright spot. Everyone was absolutely the worst. Everyone that was like trying to be like was like religious and everything was corrupted and cruel. It was very, very difficult for me to get into the first season of The Boys, but I really liked the second one a lot. I really liked the third one. And Gen V to me is really great, especially when you look at it for one season. And I've mentioned it before, but Jazz Sinclair and Chance Perdomo, excellent actors, and they are, I'd say, a huge driving force for the show. So, Everybody, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Again, my name is Hoardergamer. If for whatever reason you want to see more of me, twitch.tv/Hoardergamer. Right now I'm doing RoboCop Rogue City, Diablo 4, and who knows what else. Who knows? Also, I might be cooking up a little something with J. Kuhn Prime. A little something DSG. A little something. But that's a story for a different time. I've always wanted to say that. I've always wanted to say that in a slightly dramatic way. That's a story for a different time. Okay, everybody. Thank you to Doomkiller HD and Doom Squad Gaming for letting me borrow your channel again. Thank you. And I hope you have a fantastic week. If you like the show, feel free to tell someone. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm not one to harp on like sub. So if you like it, you know, sub. Have a great one, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.